Which actor portrayed a character so well that no other actor could ever replace them? Christopher Lloyd as Drive. Emmett Brown. Lee Ermey as the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket, such a perfect fit for the role that he was able to snag the role away from another actor. Probably because he was an honest-to-God Marine Corps drill instructor before he became an actor. From what I've heard, most of his drill instructor roles had dialogue improvised by him. He was so good at it. Kathy Bates in Misery. Most of her roles are spot on though, even as Mama in The Waterboy. Jeff Bridges, The Jude. Tim Curry, Drive. Frankenfurter, sorry to all those who try. Tim Curry in Clue. Congo. The hotel guy in Home Alone 2. Guys, you forgot him playing the devil in Legend. I was probably only 8 or 9, but seeing the way he acted, something in me said he'd be a better bang than the little wild boy. IDK, what was wrong with me back then? J.K. Simmons as John Jonah Jameson. So nice they cast him twice. Has been cast in like 4 different adaptations of Spider-Man in different universes. He's the one true constant that ties them all together. Like the John Cusack of superhero characters. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. Christoph Waltz was fantastic as Hans Lander in Inglourious Basterds. Won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Arguably the best character in that film. What is great is we can see Christoph Waltz's range in real time in the farmhouse scene. He is charming, humorous, bubbly, albeit menacing, and then like flipping a switch goes stone cold and says, "You are sheltering enemies of the state. Are you not?" Boom. Instant terror. Christoph Waltz is probably one of the most fantastic actors in our time. I love that part. His face changes just slightly enough that you notice it and you feel every ounce of tension. Julie Andrews as Mariah in The Sound of Music. Apostrophe. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Apostrophe. Bryan Cranston as Walter White and Bob Odenkirk as Saul Goodman. It's pretty amazing how Bob Odenkirk managed to transition into a dramatic role for Better Call Saul after being mostly a comic relief side role. I actually prefer Better Call Saul to Breaking Bad. Such an awesome series. Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack Sparrow. So you have heard of him? Patrick Stewart as Pickard. Professor X as well. The very first thing I ever heard about X-Men. The first time I ever heard that title used was one afternoon when I'd been doing some ADR for Superman director Richard Donner on a movie of his that I had been in. I got a note to call in at Lauren Schiller Donner's office. That's his wife, the producer. I walked in the door. Lauren picked something up from her desk and held it up. And I looked at it. And I said, "What am I doing on the front of a comic book?" And she said, "Exactly, Sir Patrick Stewart." Andy Serkis as Gollum and Christopher Lee as Count Dooku / Saruman. But twice the pride, double the fall. Count Dooku. I've been looking forward to this. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Terminator. Funny part is that the role was originally offered to O.J. Simpson, but the director didn't see him as a violent murderer. Reddit. A lot of people are saying James Cameron declined the rumor, but some are saying Schwarzenegger confirmed it. I just went off what I'd originally heard. I'll show him. O.J. probably. He took up method acting. James Gandolfini as Tony Soprano. And yes, I realize his son may end up playing a younger version of that character, but the middle-aged Tony could never be portrayed by anyone else. The role was originally offered to Steven Van Zandt, Silvio, who turned it down because he thought that role should go to a real actor. What a good call. Lorraine Bracco, Drive. Melfi was also offered the role of Carmela, and she turned it down because she didn't want to get typecast as a mobster's wife after Goodfellas. She nailed the role of the therapist, and Edie Falco was amazing as Carmela, so that worked out amazing as well. Viggo as Aragorn and Ian McKellen as Gandalf. Lord of the Rings is the best cast movie or movies of all time for me. They could not have brought the books to life better. It's true. Even minor roles like the innkeeper, the prancing pony, Bali Minbaturba, are perfectly cast. Harrison Ford as Henry Indiana Jones Jr. Harrison Ford as anything. Indiana Jones? Check. Han Solo? Check. Han Solo again? Check. President of the USA? Check. Escaped convict out to find his wife's murderer? Check. Jack freaking Ryan? Check. Harrison Ford is my favorite Jack Ryan, although Baldwin was pretty good. Definitely Gloria's house. I still find it so amazing that he held up a perfect fake American accent for that long. Laurie has commented that he had ongoing wars with the script writers, who knew he had major problems with ours. They kept giving him lines specifically designed to make his performance as awkward as humanly possible. It turned out this fit perfectly with his drug-addled chronic pain misanthrope persona, so the directors left them to it. James Earl Jones, voice of Darth Vader. No one else could be Mufasa either. I'm going to cry so hard when he passes. Oh man. When he tells Simba, you have deliberately disobeyed me. I just feel like I'm in trouble. He nailed the part of I'm not angry son. I'm just disappointed. Alan Rickman as Snape. Alan Rickman as Marvin the Android. Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber. Alan Rickman as what's his name in Galaxy Quest. By Grabthar's Hammer. His name was Drive. Lazarus. Robin Williams as the genie. Yes, there was the Will Smith remake. But hear me out. No one in the world could replace the genius improvisational comedy that is the Robin Williams genie. That's why they didn't have Will doing all the voices, jokes, and pop culture references that Robin did, because that kind of genie belongs to the one and only Robin Williams. Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer Simpson, has portrayed the genie in pretty much all media since Robin died. TV shows, Kingdom Hearts, etc. You will never ever recreate the magic that is Robin Williams' genie, but he actually captured the essence of it very well. He does a slight impression of Robin and nails the chaotic speaking patterns, believe it or not. That's actually really great. I don't know why I was surprised. Dan Castellaneta is very versatile. Raul Julia as Gomez Adams. He and Angelica Huston were so perfect. I remember being jealous because I had always wished they were my parents. They were so loving and supportive of their kids. The original TV show was a favorite of psychologists because the family was so loving, affectionate, generous, and accepting of people. They were often called the most well-adjusted family on TV. Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura. Jim Carrey as The Mask. Jim Carrey as Jim Carrey. Ralph Fiennes as Herman Goethe Schindler's List. Never hated a man more. Bravo Mr. Fiennes. Edit. Yes, I know it's Salmon Guff, my mistake. It's been a few years since I've seen the film. You want to know how terrifying he was? A Jewish woman who survived the Holocaust started having a panic attack as soon as she saw him in uniform, because he was the spitting image of the real Herman Goethe. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. I've seriously seen Tombstone so many times and his performance makes it a great movie every time. I'm your Huckleberry. My favorite is You're a Daisy, if you do lol. Jack Gleason as Joffrey and Iwan Rheon as Ramsay in Game of Thrones. Anthony Starr as Homelander in The Boys. Pretty much every character from Goatee. Charles Dance was perfect as Tywin. After reading the books and watching Charles Dance play Tywin, I was amazed how right on they were in casting him. Peter Dinklage once said that after every scene they had together, Charles would apologize for Tywin. He was great.